Well, hi, my name's Natalie. People on the internet know me as Parody Mom. So it actually started when COVID first hit and everyone was locked down, March of 2020. I was bored, and I one of the things that I do when I'm bored is I rewrite song lyrics to make them funny and parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing it just on Facebook, just for my family and friends. Every couple of days, I would go into my closet, like literally in my closet, with my Android phone and I had my husband's other Android phone, and I'm on YouTube and I'm playing the karaoke version, music from YouTube, and I'm singing the lyrics that I wrote. Audio quality was garbage, video quality was garbage, but the humor was there. And so I was having fun with that. My son kept sending me TikToks, and then one of my nieces, she's in her 20s, she sent me Christine Snap's TikTok of her putting the bun in her hair.
Yeah.
And she's like, Aunt Natalie, this is you. Like, if you put your stuff out there, this would be you. And I was like, well, that person is like 20 something years old. And it's harder for me to justify as at that time, 39-year-old woman.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? There are no rules with quarantine. And I feel like everyone has just sort of opened the gateway to their weirdness. And it just felt very freeing. And so I started just sharing silly little things about my husband in the backyard. And then the first viral video, I was cleaning up, putting laundry away, and I found in his t-shirt drawer, underneath all of his shirts, I was cleaning them out and like refolding everything and putting it back. That's how bored I was. And underneath all of his t-shirts, I saw this purple fabric, and I was like, he doesn't wear purple. What's that? And I pull it out. It was my tank top that I'd been looking for, that he hated. He was very clear whenever I would wear it. He goes, you look like a linebacker. You are not a linebacker, but the cut of this shirt, he goes, you look like a freight train. Please stop wearing that. It bothers me. And then he hid it from me. And I made a video going, he hid it. Well, watch this. And so I put it on, and I came into this office where he was working. And I recorded his reaction. I was like, did you really hide this? And he's like, all the swear words came out of him. And it was at that point he said, I knew I should have burned it. And I was like, what? And all it is just a rainbow, and it says good vibes.
That's
I know exactly what tank top you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that sparked a feud. Well, first of all, a lot of the views, I think, thought that it was going to be like an intro into Messy Talk, where it was like some other lady's shirt.
Oh, right. But that's good. You got the hook at the beginning.
I got the hook, and I was like, there's a science.
Yes.
And then at the end, when he's, I shouldn't have burned it, and I'm videoing him. That was back when he still wanted to be in a video and it didn't bother him. He was wearing a Baywatch tank top.
Come on.
So just the hypocrisy
Right.
Yes.
had everyone cracking up. And the comment section was so divided. You were either team Baywatch or team Good Vibes. And so then I ordered like 3 more of those tank tops, and I wore a Good Vibes tank every day for almost 3 weeks. And I recorded myself in everything that I did. I was like, oh, we're at the doctor's office now, and look at me, and I'm in my Good Vibes shirt. And
as you should have.
Yeah, and it just got silly and silly. I set up a P.O. box, and people were sending me Good Vibe stuff. I turned one of the shirts that didn't fit appropriately into artwork that's in my bathroom, and I recorded his reaction when he went in.
Oh my God.
Again, more swear words. And I was like, do you like it? He's like, it's wonderful. So that's where it kicked off. And even with getting millions of views on that video, it was funny because then you just end up with about 30,000 followers. And at that point in time, you're like, oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then it just kept going. And at that point, about every other month or so, I was getting something that was taking off. And then around Christmas of 2020, I sort of changed direction where I was just being a lot more candid and realized that I have stories to share, but also my take on everyday life I thought was totally normal. And I get a lot of agreement from followers as well in the comment section. I love reading those, but it's a lot of, oh, I never thought of it that way. I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I have things to say.
Yeah.
You better look out. And then they just started popping off, and it's millions of views on, a video here and there, like every other week. And I kind of laugh when I see videos like how to go viral. You can't, there is
Nope.
zero prediction. There is no formula unless you're naked.
Right.
Which...
I'm not past it.
Nate, nice.
Nothing but the glasses.
That's
Yeah.
right. I love to see and hear the laughter from you. Yes, you've had a year. And I think if you could pull one positive from it, it would be to share your story and to help other people. And I am just sort of in awe of the strength that you show. And I know to you, it maybe didn't feel like strength on some days, but it certainly came across in that way. So I think a lot of people probably look to you for some support. And I spent some time in your comment section, and I really saw some of that come through from your followers. So can you kind of walk us through the last year?
Sure. So I guess it all happened April's when it started. I noticed something with myself, and then I got my diagnosis, which in itself was not a great experience, being misdiagnosed as a sexually transmitted disease, telling them that doesn't fit my life story. And they said, well, you should talk to your husband.
Wow.
That was awful.
Wow.
And to have to wait a week and then get just a phone call diagnosis to say, hey, good news. It's not genital warts, but bad news, it's cancer. Here's an oncologist and good luck to you. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
What? And then, it was like a out of body experience, movie scene. I'm just standing there, and the other end of the phone goes dead. And I'm just like holding this phone and just in shock. And my husband walks up, he said, what is it? He could see it in my face. And I just lost it. And all I could say was cancer. And he just grabbed me, and we stayed that way for quite a while. And then I had to figure out how to tell people, when to tell people, who to tell.
Yeah.
And that's really stressful. My son was in his junior year of track and field competition. He's a nationally ranked javelin thrower, and it was coming up to the state championships, and I didn't want to put anything in his head. So we're like, we're going to keep this from him for now. And then after all of that, I was able to sit down and have a conversation with him. And it was one of the sweetest moments, because then I really, truly remembered that he's a kid, and I have probably maybe not given the right talks because he said,
oh no. Oh no, I can't wait.
He said, is this hereditary? Is this something I should worry about?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, bless him.
If it is, we need to have a different talk.
Yeah.
I asked him, because I'm very clear with my husband and son that I won't share things online that make them uncomfortable. I'm allowed to have opinions that are different than theirs, and that's fine. But if it's something that involves our life as a family and those kinds of private aspects, I ask their permission first. And I knew that a lot of his friends kind of follow me, and I was like, I'm going to share this online because I need to be able to talk about it if I need to. I don't want to be obligated to, but I need to have that outlet, because I can't pretend to just be,
right.
Yeah.
Goofy. And then I shared a video in a very silly way and asked for jokes, because that's what I wanted. That's what I needed. I didn't need anyone to give me medical advice. And man, the internet is a really cool place sometimes. And everyone came through. The jokes were like
chef's kiss.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to tip your gynecologist. They're in the cervix industry.
Oh,
Yes.
is it a pillow?
It is a pillow.
Oh,
Her name is Carol.
Carol.
She also has a
booty howl. She has a starfish
Where
on
did
the
you
back
get
of her.
that?
a follower sent that to me from a company called I Heart Guts, and they have all of the human organs available as pillow people.
I love it.
That's amazing. And
Yeah, she's my comfort animal.
Yeah, your cooter pillow.
Yeah, it's my service cooter.
I love it.
She's my emotional
support cooter.
Support cooter.
Yeah. In a tough time, I know that I lean on laughter, and I think that I've curated this group of people who are like-minded and appreciated it. And then out of the because millions of people saw that video, I think the best thing that happened wasn't that I was able to get some sort of humor and release. It was that women went and got checked that were putting it off, or didn't know, or thought it was something else, and they were embarrassed. And those conversations that I've kept private, obviously, those conversations have meant more to me than any of the rest of it. Well, I just got a message last week from someone who was visiting her mom for the holidays, and her mom mentioned something was going on, and she remembered my videos and asked her mom those questions, got her mom into the doctor, and it's stage 3. So her mom wouldn't have gone if she didn't,
Yeah.
So it's that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And I think it's so scary to put your life out on the internet, especially with really, really personal things like that. But just what you said, I mean, I'm 31. I don't have sisters. So I look to people like you who can guide me and open up that conversation on this platform that I feel a little bit more comfortable on in these communities. I also loved your video when you stood up for your friend, Heather, and you did it in an absolutely eloquent, perfect way where you got your point across, you used facts. And to me, I just wanted to say thank you because you are making this community a comfy place to be. And I think that's so beautiful that you're using your platform for something like this. And it's definitely a place where I feel comfortable and I feel that I can ask questions to you, to Heather, the Cooter commenters. And so I think that's really amazing that you're using your platform for something that's so amazing.
The Cooter Crusade.
Yes.
They're no joke.
I'm a firm believer too that everything happens as it should and when it should. And it just seems that like you were able to create this platform just prior to this huge life-changing event and then turn it and use it to help others and to bring awareness. And we're big fans. So thanks for that.
Big fans.
Oh, that's really nice, even though it makes me mildly uncomfortable in my bathroom places, Nate.
Okay. Okay, we're done. That was easy now, right?
I appreciate that. That's incredibly thoughtful. It's weird to hear so many nice comments. You work on not being weird about it, but
it's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It's like
that's a fact.
That's kind of, I mean, going to that point, the weird thing. So, you get good things, you get bad things on social media. It's a weird thing where, you're one day you're just Natalie, and then you have all of these followers and fans, and what has that been like?
All 500,000 of them can't be admirers of you, I'm sure.
Well, you know what's strange? And I was just talking to my husband about this the other day. I see a lot of creators who are constantly having to defend themselves because there are just, haters coming left and right. And during our Good Vibes feud, there were a few inappropriate things that people said, and I shut them down in my very specific, calm, mom, I'm going to read you
factual way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to be that person who was just like constantly battling with the negativity. or acknowledging that they exist. Unless it is something incredibly egregious, then I will. But I think maybe I set the tone early, or maybe I just have a constant mom face that is not to be messed with. I don't get a lot, honestly. I don't get a whole lot of
That's great
negativity, but I am incredibly fortunate. And I believe that it's because even though I have 525,000 followers, that's amazing for someone who is as inconsistent as me. To have that kind of a following is great. But I think that it's all been pretty organic. Even though there have been viral videos, I haven't, had a viral video and then, all of a sudden had 100,000 new followers. That isn't how it worked for me. I know that's how it's worked for quite a few people. Part of me is wondering, what's so wrong with me? But then on other days, I'm like, I'm pretty glad that I didn't wake up to 1 million overnight, because the pressure that comes with that, the negativity that comes with that, you got to organically grow. Otherwise, you're going to make a lot of mistakes in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point, because we've talked to some people who have grown 400,000 in 3 days, and it's just become too overwhelming for them to even look at any comments.
And I like the idea, that you're able to keep it a community, what it started out being for you to begin with. Unless you were someone who joined this app and you're like, I'm going to get millions and it's going to be my job. Not a lot of us started out that way. It was just for fun, and it's sort of grown into something else organically. But I like that I still have a community. I recognize people's usernames. I know their stories. I'm able to send them a message, checking up on their daughter, or, their dog that passed away, or whatever it is. I hope that even if it grows to millions, that it still stays that way. I'll try to keep it that way.
A tight-knit million. I think you can do it.
Me and my 999,000 friends.
Well, apparently, I've seen a lot of creators who are just going on and saying, hey, I'd like 1 million, please.
Have you gotten any other nonsense violations?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a video removed a while back when I was defending my friend Dan, because he just gets the worst comments because he's a gay man that's breathing. We should all just be offended as it is at his existence. Ugh. I told that man who made those comments, and I say man very loosely.
Loosely,
like your wife. Nope. That was taken down like 20 minutes after I put it up. But that's what you get for like having someone's name, because I'm not a chicken. I'm not going to be, obscure about it and be like, you.
Yeah.
You are the problem. You said this. I don't like you.
I think that's why you don't get a lot of hate, because you do
people
that.
People know.
And they know you're going to come with facts.
That's the wonderful joy of having spent a majority of my life as the devil's advocate. It started out as just making sure that my husband wasn't presenting himself in a stupid way in a public setting. Like, if this is going to be if this is going to be your opinion, but you need to know what the possible rebuttals are to everything. You always have to know that side and that side and this side and that side of every argument, or you're going to lose. And
look like a dumbass doing it too.
I know. Stop being so dumb. And it's helped me to research everything. So even if I have a strong opinion and I believe in my heart that I'm right, I will research and research and research just to make sure my facts are there. And I go, okay, time for class. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. But that's essentially the smartest way to do it.
Yeah, it cracks me up if anyone is super fast to respond to something. I'm like, oh,
give me some time.
I would have been on your side except for those 9 typos.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So my theory that TikTok could possibly come out with at least the knowing who's watched it, not just who's liked it, is something that
probably not far off.
That the computer nerds can figure out.
Yeah. I tend to get thrown into these holes of shit that I am not interested in too. Like, it's a For You page for a reason. You can really curate your own content and what it's showing you.
what are these said holes?
So, well,
Well-
let me preface this with like Nate sends me videos and I always respond, "Where the fuck are you? Where are you?"
And I'm like,
I'm
"No."
over here like pulling up a recipe and kittens, and he sends me, and then I go into the deep darkness with him.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it like is just drag stuff that I send you, which makes sense. And like
No, but there's
that-
been
like weird stuff. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
weird things.
Okay, there are
Like-
scales of weird. There's two girls,
Like,
one cup weird,
No.
and
Oh.
then there's like,
I'll
Like-
never forget them.
I have
Yeah.
a pet beetle weird.
Like
More like
in between.
holes that you go
Like-
down. So it's like a video. Like the other day, he sent me one, and it was like this kid was reincarnated of this pilot that this and that, and then you like. Then you're on Google and
Yeah.
you're Googling about this thing, and I'm like
And then-
a casual day, and here I am sobbing because the little boy gets to meet his buddy, and I'm like, Nate, what are we doing?
Or there's people who like rub food all over themselves.
So
So
you've
you're-
seen my alternate
I
account.
have. I saw your burner account. Yep.
Where she flops around in Jello.
The pudding wrestling. Yes, I did.
Oh no, what?
Well, it wasn't pudding or jello, but I was a coleslaw wrestling champion.
What?
Back in Florida, it just happened. A baby pool full of coleslaw, and she thought she could take me. And I'm like, I'm 6 feet tall. You're 5'4". You know that TikTok where you see the guy like wrap his arm around her shoulder and then his hand up her crotch and like,
Yeah, yeah.
And like a baby,
I picked her up like that and just threw her on the ground.
the coleslaw.
Was this like at a business or like a family barbecue?
What establishment did this happen
Yeah.
at?
It was at a get together.
Okay. There were people there.
A get together where there was
There
a
were.
kiddie pool of coleslaw.
It may have been a barricaded block party.
Oh, okay.
There may have been a lot of people there.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I lost a shoe that day.
Mhm. As we do.
Naturally.
Well, who are some of your favorite creators?
So the entire reason that I joined the app was for Christine Snaps. She kills me
Oh yeah.
every single time. I think that the level of real and just the way her brain works, I like it so much.
Yeah.
When she got the cactus, I was like,
Yeah.
I was definitely on Cactus Talk.
Yeah.
So love her. My very good friend Pinky. I am very privileged to help with some of her writing. So whenever she does her stand up and
Oh.
stuff,
I love it. We're going to talk to Pinky soon, I think.
you know what, when you
Hopefully.
do talk to her, you should tell her. So Natalie said she writes all your stuff.
Yes. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
No,
I'll
we'll
do
be
it.
like,
I'll
we
do
already
it.
have like a little bit behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
you want to talk a little bit more about your writer, Natalie?
I would
That's
die. That would be amazing.
hilarious.
I can tell you, like a major fangirl moment for me happened recently when Ashley Graham,
Oh yeah,
I
follow.
saw. Yes.
dude, okay, so the real story of that,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I had been following her, and I don't know how it happened that like TikTok just magically unfollows you from people. It's
Yeah.
because it's rude. And we were in Louisiana or Mississippi. We were somewhere for my son's college recruiting trip. Everyone's asleep. I'm in the bathroom
Scrolling.
scrolling,
Rolling.
and I see a notification, and I'm like, what? And then I click on it, and I recorded myself. Like my immediate reaction was, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like was having a panic attack. But then I realized that my screenshot showed that she followed me and that I wasn't following her back. And I was like, okay, can't use the authentic reaction.
Right.
That's rude. But I don't know why. I wish that you could know. Like I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was
Like
that moment? where
what
they're
did they
like, "Oh,
see? What did they? Yeah.
What more can I do for you, Miss
Yes.
Graham?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be at work at 9 a.m. She only follows like 120 people,
I know.
and you're one of them.
It may have been the one thirst trap I did. And it was in one of her bathing suits.
Oh.
I love it.
And she's
and-
like, we love this.
Yeah, I think my caption was like, Cancer, don't know her. I'm an Aquarius. And
Oh, no,
I
that's
was-
good.
yeah, it was a very sexy bathing suit. Like it laced up the front and
Ooh.
like there was all kinds of seepage.
We love that though. Sexy
She's a leaker.
But I think that's one of the amazing things about TikTok too, is like, in what other scenario could that happen?
Zero.
Right. It
I'm
introduces
not-
this connection to people that would not exist otherwise.
I'm
Which
not
I
going to bump into her at the Walmart Supercenter in Arizona. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is my first podcast.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh, did you have fun?
It was actually horrendous. I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Are we
We're
done yet?
actually not even going to air this anyway.
Yeah, this was just for... We had an hour to kill.
Don't worry, it's just for fun.
Well, if I can ask
Yeah.
as a, I guess, creator, if
Yeah.
that's what people are referring to us who stumbled onto the internet, I've been trying to ask people this because my husband recently told me, that's not your brand. Don't do that. That's not your brand. What is my brand? What do I need to keep bringing to the table to continue to be the best creator I can be for those who are watching? What do you guys see? Because you seem to be professionals.
So it's really interesting because we've met with quite a few people now, and a lot of people say a lot of the same things, and they talk about the algorithm and niching down and something like that. And I personally am like allergic to niching down. So when I see your content, I'm like, you have there's a few different categories that you're in, but I think you do them all so well. I love, like, if you just scroll your videos in line, it's all so differently genius good. So like, I don't know if I have like a specific category that I think you should stick with. I honestly think you're doing like exactly what I enjoy seeing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. But I mean, I think that your brand is your delivery and you know, the way that you tell a story or convey a message or get your point across, your delivery of the story that you're telling. I think that is your brand. So you can apply that to life situations, and you can apply that to stitching someone else's video that piques your interest or that you have an opinion on. I think having an opinion and being able to tell that story or convey the message is the brand that I see, and that I see that cohesiveness in all of these videos or different categories that you know, decide to create content around. So yeah, I don't particularly love when people niche themselves down so far that they're in a hole. For me, that's what I see your brand as.
I appreciate that. I think that if you were to ask more creators that question, I personally struggled to define what my brand is or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if other people are able to do that for themselves.
I think it's very one way or the other. I mean, we've talked to people who immediately from day one knew exactly what their brand was and have gone for it, and they've been very successful. We've met up with other people who are like, I have absolutely no idea how I got here,
Right.
but I'm on the ride, and
Yeah.
girl, my hair's blowing in the wind.
And
they're
some
having,
people
yeah.
people stumble upon it about halfway through their journey and then take that road to the right or to the left, and some people just remain total fuck ups and do whatever.
You know, I did have a couple weeks back, I did have a Zoom call with another creator, and she's got, you know, quite a big following. When we got on the call, we were being silly and joking and laughing. And one of her first questions to me was, who does your PR? And I was like,
Yeah.
my what?
You're who?
I don't have a PR person. And she goes, wait, so that's just like, you're doing that? And I go, what is everyone else doing?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you have
Abby Jean
people?
says that a lot. Like, what?
No,
Where's
it's fun.
the textbook on TikTok?
But some people immediately, I mean, I have like 150,000. There are people with way less than that, and they have full management teams. This is their full-time job and they're doing it. And I'm like, I did not get the email. I didn't get the email about the influencer stuff. So if someone could guide me in the right direction.
Yeah. I feel like I've even tried to do the research. I'm not finding it, or maybe I'm not understanding the whole, this is how you get verified, which I don't know. I think the blue check mark might be a bigger problem than it is a good thing.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you need press. Oh, okay. Let me show you the mountains of press I've had in the past year. Oh, you need to have, multiple viral videos. Okay, next. Yeah. What do you got next?
Yeah.
You need to have people try to imitate you. Okay, next. I got that. Yeah. What are you talking about? And then someone shared a video this morning about, you just have to ask them. And I'm like, who?
Yeah,
I saw that.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I saw that this morning too. And I was like, I don't think that's how it works.
I think you're full of
dookie.
Yeah. but it's very weird.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to get dirty in my bathroom parts. There it is. But I think it's interesting that some people really go into this thing and they have a plan and they execute the plan and they magically have these people in their lives and bing, bang, boom. And then others, they find themselves here and they're like, what do I do? And it's a very scary place, because my thoughts are like, you get a management team and then what if the management team totally takes advantage of you? Then you're fucked and everything's dead.
Yeah, look at Dane Cook. His own brother robbed him blind.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
When that came out, I was like, you're joking me.
And we all made fun of him for so long.
We made fun of him.
Furthermore, like, I'm trying to make money and I now have to hire a PR team and like a manager, and
I'm just going to wait for one of my super really good friends to get one of those people.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to
milk them for
I'm onto the family package.
Right,
yeah, I was gonna say, ask them for like an affiliate code.
Just add a line for $9.99.
Linked in my bio.
Natalie, why don't you tell us something that you'd like your followers or your supporters to take away from hearing you today on the podcast?
What I would like my followers to take away from this very fun conversation is it was accidentally on purpose. Pretty much everything is accidentally on purpose. And I'm just spending every day trying to accidentally have something funny happen on purpose so that I can share it with people and bring laughter to myself and accidentally bring it to some others. That's literally the whole point. I don't care if I am making money off of this. I don't need some big brand to want to sponsor me or want me to make commercials for them. That's a lot of pressure. I'd rather stick with the community and just know that I could probably travel anywhere in this whole country and in the UK and Australia because I've got them there, and find a friend.
Well said. I think that you accomplish that regularly. So as a follower and a fan, thanks so much for coming to chat today. We appreciate you.
You guys are adorable and very fun. So easy to talk to.
Hey there. Thanks so much for listening today and supporting the show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button now so you never miss an upload. We're back every Monday with new episodes available wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Also, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Social Influence Pod for the latest updates on the show and to let us know what influencers you'd like to hear from. Head over to iTunes to rate and review The Influence, a social media podcast, and we'll see you next Monday for another peek behind the upload.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. This is the motherfucking new podcast.